I can't hear at all. Both of my ears are deaf. Both of them, unfortunately. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, I can't drink either. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. I don't even know what I can do anymore. It's really weird to talk when I hear myself in my own head more than I do outside of me. I don't like it. But that's what we're rocking with. That's what we're rocking with. That is what we're rocking with. I need to somehow change my YouTube title, I think. Did you hear that? Boom, 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 baby. That's super bad. Yeah, it still says building Legos. Oh, no, it doesn't. I just can't read. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, I pull up. How about the after party? Okay, just give me a second. About to go crazy. I plan to make just YouTube videos this stream. I've had a high urge to make a grow a garden obsession video. So that's my main goal, is to at least get a grow a garden video. Besides that, I wrote down a ton of other things to talk about that I can make other that I can plans. So I'll go crazy. Don't worry. Let me make sure it all looks well. It does. Bop, 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 bop. Why does it say I've been alive for 18 hours? That ain't right, gang. Why does it say I've been alive for 18 hours? Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna get started. I've been trying to study a lot from different games, so it's easier to talk about them. Because even if I've played a game, it's still hard to like talk about it if it was so long ago. But I'm gonna do my best. My shirt is now wet. That's great. It's amazing. I can't drink. I got a drinking problem. Okay. Let's go. The freak is that, bro? I thought it was a spider. Okay, let's go crazy. Here's what we're gonna start on. We're gonna start on Grow a Garden. I wanna make a video about that. And then we got Super Mario Sluggers. Ooh. Then we got Slime Rancher. Then we got Super Mario Galaxy, which I've already kind of done, but we're gonna do it again in a different way. We got Rayman Legends. We got Little Nightmares. We got Road 96. We got Stardew Valley. Why the freak did it end there? No. List all games I had written. Sorry, my bad. I wrote a ton of lists, and I'm trying to have AI sort it and give me a little rundown so I can tap back into the memory of the game, because some of the games I've played, but I'm not going to freaking remember them in a moment. So we got Super Mario Sluggers, we got Slime Rancher, we got Super Mario Galaxy, Rayman Legends, Little Nightmares, Road 96, Stardew Valley. Bro, it ended there. Gang, I need all of them. Okay. Stardew Valley, Wii Sports plus the resort version, Sonic Colors, Paper Mario, Hollow Knight, Cuphead, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Limbo, Life is Strange. I should probably throw FNAF in there, but it might be too late. Honestly, I might just do that real quick. I've already done Minecraft. It's just not uploaded. But what the frig is that My Singing Monsters, that video did really good. So like it did better than like my normal videos would just do. So I'm gonna kind of stick with that topic. And then obviously my biggest video is the Joe Bar obsession one. So I'm gonna make obsession videos about all these random games and see where we go from there. I gotta pull up my cheat sheet for Grow a Garden, so y'all see the behind the scenes, but this isn't gonna be in the video. I'm trying to like memorize the whole. Oh my God! Dawn Bound, Molten, Rainbow, Sun Dried, Mystic, Void Touch, Disco, Galactic, Lily, Ember Lily, not the Ember Lily. I'm trying to get those memorized so I could pop off in the video. But they got a lot of descriptors I can work with. There's wet, chilled, moonlit, chocolate, pollinated, bloodlit, burnt, cooked, honey glazed, heavenly, plasma, windstruck, twisted, sandy, clay, ceramic, frozen, amber spectrum, golden, zombified, molten, rainbow, shocked, celestial, galactic, disco, meteoric, void touch, dawn bound, friend bound, infected, aurora, paradisal, alien-like, sun-dried, radioactive, mystic, corrupt. Too many for me to work with. But as long as I can remember like 10 of these, I can say a funny sentence. So let me just try to practice real quick. Oh no, my aurora, celestial, galactic, sun-dried, spellbound, ember lily got stolen times 45,000. What am I supposed to do? You see the vision? Y'all see the vision? That's what I'm trying to go with. I'm trying to just say something that makes no sense to the average person, but if you know, you know type of thing. So that's what I'm going to start with. Should I try again? There are some that I forgot. There's burnt, honey glazed, heavenly. Heavenly is easy to remember. Frozen's easy. Golden, molten, rainbow. I should try to stick to those. Just remember all those ones. That might be the move. But here we go. I'm going to try to do like one take. But we're going to go crazy. When I was younger, there was one thing I kind of like doing sometimes. And it was go outside of my house. On the side of it, we got a little garden, right? This garden only spoke to me in real life, and it was kind of annoying because when you planted something, you have to wait freaking like weeks. You have to wait weeks to even eat it. So we would plant strawberries. We would have a strawberry little farm here just to wait so long to pick them. And there'd be 8. There's going to be 8 of them. Gang, you can buy them from the store any day you want, and there's way more than 8. There's at least like 30 of them. So I always thought that was the better move. I'm like, who's out here actually gardening? Until we have, I think, one of the best creations Jesus himself has ever blessed us with in the whole life ever. We have Grow a Garden, right? We're not just growing fruits here. We're growing a whole garden. It's the type of stuff you can't even get in real life. You can go to the seed store. I used to have sunflowers. I used to have tulips. But never did I have an ember lily. You know who doesn't have one now? Me. It got stolen. It got stolen from me. Somebody stole my moonlit, sun-dried, golden, zombified. Yo, hold on. Let me lock in. Oh my God, y'all, I stalled, bro. What do we got? Chilled, moonlit, chocolate, pollinated, bloodlit, Honey glazed heavenly, plasma, frozen, golden, zombified, molten, rainbow, shocked, celestial, galactic, disco, meteoric, void touch, dawn bound, friend bound. I like those type of ones. Okay. Not me. I don't have it anymore. I used to have such a pretty ember lily. It was golden, sun dried, moonlit, chilled, void touched, friend bound, all of the above. Rainbow. That was my favorite part about it. It had every color you could grace it with. But now it's graced in someone else's garden. That's where it stays. Because someone pulled up on me when I wasn't looking. No, I thought I could just leave my grow a garden frontin', right? I thought I thought I could just leave my garden up, let it grow a little bit. Well, you know, I go to the bathroom because I had to take a little doo-doo in the potty, right? So that's where I was going. I come back to my screen. I look at it, and the ember lily is gone. The moonlit, rainbow, disco, galactic, celestial, void touched, friend bound, chilled, golden, ember lily. It was gone. Right? I was about to get the blood lit. Bro, I don't even know how to talk about it. It was just about to get blood lit too. But no. Now it's gone. It's not even in my garden no more. Right? I got some stupid tomatoes. I got dumb blueberries if you want some of those. Bro. Bro. Why does it do? Ain't no way. Twin. Shoot, hold up. Okay, bet. My bad. I had to. I'm gonna have like a backup Wi-Fi, but I forgot to put on. That was my bad, bro. What the freak? Yo. What is going on here? Okay. My bad. What's the category? Just chatting. And we got. Hold up. Okay. Okay, I think we got. Hold up, my bad. Let me just check YouTube. Rawr. I hate having to do this. Yep, it switched. But then I can't even edit it from here, bro. Oh my god. Someone fight me, bro. Okay. Sorry, I was in the middle of making a grow a garden obsession video. So I'm going to continue that in 1 second. once I change this. Bro, dude, this is so annoying. This is actually irritating me. Bah. Why do I have to do this every time? Oh my god. Fa, 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 fa. Someone fight me, dog. Okay. Okay, we up, 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 we up. We up. Don't worry, gang. Here we are. We ready. Okay. So I was in the middle talking about how I dream about Grow Garden. Let me tap in. I used to dream every night. Every single one of them, right? So many. Terrible start. What was I saying? I was saying Ember Lily is the end goal. I know there's better ones now, but that Ember Lily, that was my end goal. That was like... Stop doing that. I know there's better ones now. There's better fruits. There's better vegetables, better flowers. There's animals. But all I ever cared about was that Ember Lily. I had that right in front of me. And I finally got it. It just wasn't fully grown yet. And someone came and took it. Someone came and took it! Right. The moonlit, rainbow, almost bloodlit Ember Lily was gone from my grasps. It was gone. It wasn't with me anymore. I used to dream about it all the time. I would close my eyes and I would see it right in front of me. And then I would wake up and be like, I don't have it. Devastating, y'all. If you haven't been there, you don't want to be there. Horrible moments. I don't ever want to look back to a time when I didn't have an Ember Lily. I don't ever want to look back to a time when I did not have an Ember Lily. Let me just tell you that. Those were the best times, right? Watching it grow in front of me. And remembering back to those dreams, y'all. When I was slumped up. And the only thing I saw was that Ember Lily in my hands. Walking up to the sell, boy. About to sell it for a times 45,000 profit. But no. It was gone. Someone stole it. Right? And you could tell me, hey, it's just a game, Blakey. Right? It's just a game. Maybe it is. But for me, you know, when you start dreaming about it, when you start picturing it in your everyday life, trying to imagine what it would feel like to hold it in real life, right? Just this Ember Lily, you could... I think it's more than a game. It was becoming part of me. And now the Ember Lily's gone, I think I'm gone too. So I think that's just the true moral here. People trying to tell me I'm obsessed, right? You have a little obsession about grow a garden. Get off the game. Get off the game. Get off the game. Go touch a real garden is what they say. But to that, this was my garden. Grow a garden made me. I didn't make grow a garden, right? I didn't make my garden. It's why I'm here. You look at Blakey right now. I'm just made up of all the time I spent growing that garden. So people love to look at it the other way, thinking that humans come first, thinking that my mind controls everything, but no. It's the puppet. I'm the puppet to my own garden that I loved, I cherished, and now it's gone. Or at least the centerpiece is, right? How am I ever going to get that back? It took me so long. I've been working on it since the very first day. I've had to have admins help me. You know, I don't got their phone number. I can't be like, yo, come help me again. No. It was just perfect place, perfect time. But all that is in the past now. I don't think I'll be able to get it again. So I think I'm done growing a garden. You know, to you 2 million people that are on right now, You're not gonna see me no more. I'm going dark. I'll think about the game. It'll always be a part of me. But I don't think I have the courage to get back God after my Ember Lily was stolen. Not just an Ember Lily. It was golden. It was moonlit. It was about to be bloodlit. Sun-dried. Void-touched. Disco. Frozen. Friendbound. Galactic. Zombified. Gosh, that night took so long, bro. That night took so long to get his zombified. Every time I log back on the game, that's what I was looking for. I was like, show me my Ember Lily. Now I'm never gonna get to see it. It's gone. And I could be the bad guy too. You know, I could buy the steal your fruit pass and start stealing other people's fruits like a, true champ. But I don't want to. I could buy the steal your fruit pass and start stealing other people's fruits like a, true champ. But I don't want to. That's not what I'm here for. I wanted to get to pluck it. Get to Sorry, bro. This ain't working, bro. Okay. So if anyone even freaking sees this right now, I adjusted a few settings and it should stop just ending it and restarting. So we're gonna go crazy. I was in the middle of making a grow a garden obsession video. So I hope all of that is saved. Because we're gonna go crazy. Let's go. Okay. Bet. Let's see. Bro, this is lagging so bad for me. I don't think it really is though. Yeah, we're bullet. Okay, so I was in the middle of talking about my grow garden obsession. I forgot where I left off. Freak. Hold up. While I remember, y'all trying to play some word chums. How do I get it full screen? I guess this is. Let's see. I'm about to pop off on pork chop. Y'all ain't even ready. Oh, I might low-key be cooked. I have 4 letters left. This isn't good. Or. Ow. Owl's fire. Come on, pork chop. Ale. What's good? You do song reacts? I'll react to a song. Bet only if you react to mine though. But we can trade that. That would go crazy. Do you see a word I could do? Junior isn't a word, bro. Tor. Man. What do we think here? I need some type of word multiplier, bro. Oh my god. Pork chop's gonna get me. Pork chop, please. Ale. Something P. RP. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't want to say that one. IP isn't a word, bro. But AI is. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Oh my god. Pork chop, bro. Please. Pork chop got me cooked, bro. This is it. Tar. That ain't good, bro. I need some. Lays. E. Christ. Yo, low-key, I think this is it, bro. Pork chop 1. I'm gonna give it all up to pork chop. Chi. Really. I was cheating. I thought that's a word, bro. Spout. Man. Give me a hint. What? Oh. Pork chop, I'm coming for. Okay, bet. I'm about to go back to the grow a garden video. I wish I knew where I left off on. I was talking about how every time I dream, I be seeing it. And it's all I wanted in life. I just want me to grow a garden. I like going on drives. I like seeing the world. But a few streets away from me, in multiple directions, I get to make my way past a flower shop, right? This used to be so cool when I was little. When I was a little youngin', we would skirt off in the whip, and I would get to see this flower shop outside of my window, and I'm like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, right? I went on a field trip there when I was in like first grade. It was pretty fire. But now, I go past that flower shop, and I get to think about what's going on inside of there, right? I get reminded. I'm like, I've grown a flower before, haven't I? I've grown something once, and it's gone! The amber lily, bro. There was a period of my life where every day I woke up and that's what I thought about. I was like, I need to check out my garden. I gotta see how the amber lily's doing, right? Maybe I caught another upgrade. Maybe I got another multiplier on it. You know, maybe there was a blood moon last night and I didn't know. And I'm gonna wake up and see it's bloodlit, but no. I went back on to my computer after going to the bathroom, and it was gone. Not just the ember lily, but every single mutation it had. Every single one. You know, how am I supposed to get back in contact with the admins who helped me get the cosmic one? You know, is there just going to be another void that pops in? I don't think so. All the friends that helped me get friend bound are gone. Right? I said bye to all my friends. They hang out all the time without me because I spent too much time on grow a garden. That's what they would say. They would say, get off of grow a garden. You got an obsession, Blake. And I'd be like, no. Grow a garden makes me. If anything, it's obsessed with me. Okay? Don't ever tell me what I have. So I would keep playing grow a garden with all my friends. They would give me friend bound back in the past, but they can't give me it anymore because they're gone. They're gone. Just like my ember lily, okay? Honestly, I'm getting numb to it, bro. I just can't, dude. Get these gardens away from me. I've had enough. Subscribe to be more likely shown my videos in the future. Like this video so more people get to see it. And then listen to Blakey on all platforms. Or else I'll remove it, like the ember lily got removed from my garden. Dub. Okay. I guess that was a short video, but I hope that one will do good. What do we got next? I think Super Mario Sluggers is next. Where'd my phone go? I think I dropped it. Hello? Hello? Okay. Super Mario Sluggers though, bro. That game is so good. I love that game. Hold on, give me a second. I remember like the opening scene of that game too is fire. Whatever. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get all these games. I wrote a whole list of them. I can go over them again in a second. I have Sumaru Slugger, Slime Rancher, Sumaru Galaxy, Rayman Legends, Little Nightmares, Row 96, Stardew Valley, Wii Sports, Sonic Colors, Paper Mario, Hollow Knight, Cuphead, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Limbo, Life is Strange, FNAF. That's what I have. So I'm gonna real quick ask AI to make a list and like help remember me on what all these games are. Because like I don't remember every single one, but I've played them. Okay. So, starting off, I think we're going to do Sumaru Sluggers. Because that's at the top of my list. But, bet. Okay, this one actually worked. We got all of them. I used to actually play baseball when I was younger. That ain't even a cat. That's what I did, bro. Okay. Ooh. When I was younger, there was something that really interested in me. There was it was called sports, right? All of them. I was like, there's other people doing cool things, and I get to just watch them do it. Not only that, it's a competition, and who doesn't love some of that, right? So it was beautiful. My favorites were probably basketball, baseball, soccer, but don't judge me because a lot of people don't like soccer. But I thought soccer was pretty cool, bro. I'm like, they're using their feet the whole time. That's pretty fire. You can't normally do that for stuff, but they're doing it. So I thought it was cool to watch. Those were probably my top three. Those are like a really basic top three, though. Obviously, maybe like puzzle competitions or bingo might be up there. But those are my top three. Whatever. Judge me or not. That's how I grew up with those as my top three. I played basketball when I was little on like a team. I played baseball a lot when I was little on a team. What else did I play when I was little? I swear I played more. My sister played soccer and I was with her. I signed up for volleyball one time, but it was all girls. So I was too nervous. You know, I had a crush on all of them, so I had to drop out. But I wish I stuck to that. That would have been cool. Imagine. They would have all loved me, bro. But nah, we out of that. I'm out of all sports now. I don't really do anything. The only physical stuff I do is like bike riding, but I don't do it competition-wise, and I also don't tie myself like I used to. I used to do like 30 miles in a night. I used to go crazy. I used to pop off. But now I just be doing it for fun. I don't like to take stuff serious like that. But I used to. I used to play baseball, bro, and I was serious about it. I was 6 years old, and I was determined, man. I would step up to the plate. Eyes on the ball, you say. I wasn't blinking. I was like, is that all I have to do? That's all I have to do? I would focus in. I would be locked, bro. They throw that ball. I'm ready. All of a sudden, there was this one night, right? Maybe it was because one of the moms didn't bring Gatorade. Maybe they forgot the Kool-Aid. Something went wrong here. It just wasn't normal. I might have been nervous because of the other team. Maybe I had too much pressure on me or something. But I played bad. I mean, I was like 8 years old. And I was striking out, man. And I was like, I'm not ready for this. At home, I go crazy. Past games, I went crazy. But this time, no. I struck out. I wasn't used to that. I vividly remember the day when I was like 8 years old. I might have been 7 or 6, but I was young. And I struck out and I like cried. And I told my dad, I don't want to do this anymore. And my dad was like, it's just one game. But I was like, no, this is it. Calling it you. Ended call. That's it. Even though I was with him in real life, I still ended the call. It was a wild moment. It goes down in the history books as like that changed the whole course of the earth, basically. If I would have kept on that road, I would have been better than Benny Robinson, Jenny Springs. What's his name? The one guy. who was really good at baseball. You know what I'm talking about? Him. I always looked up to like Miguel Cabrera because I'm from near Detroit. I always looked up to Justin Verlander, people like that. But I was like, me, I'm above them, bro. I was about to go crazy. I was 6 years old. I had a heart of a non-6-year-old, bro. I was going crazy. Just trust me. Until that one night changed everything. Basically, moral of the story is I realized real life real life is embarrassing. Real life's where you make mistakes. Real life is where you can strike out, bro. And ever since I've been playing Super Mario Sluggers, right? This isn't an ad because that game is by this isn't an ad obviously because that game is by Nintendo. And if it was an ad, could you imagine? But no, I just grew up on that game. It went crazy, gang. It was really fun because I could strike out and it wouldn't be embarrassing, right? There was pressure on me because I wanted to win a character. It was only up from there. Some of my favorite things about Super Mario Sluggers were the non-baseball parts. Even though that kind of is funny, the whole game was like a scavenger hunt for different characters that you would have to find by doing different things. It was really cool. I remember the Peach Gardens had like this one maze you had to solve. It was a puzzle. And there were a lot of other places that were puzzles too. I loved puzzles. I loved me some puzzles. So that's what I always looked forward to. Unlocking character by character in all these secret little ways was really fun. I would always have to look up on YouTube how to get a certain character because I was a dumb little 6-year-old that didn't know. But when I would find out, I'd be so happy. The fact that this game is not on Switch is insane. I don't know why it isn't on Switch. I think that would be an easy bag and a half. Am I wrong? I would buy it. I think other people would. And it makes sense because of like the control. That would be a really easy game to put on a Switch. Am I wrong? I think that'd be fire. But whatever. I really hated the ice maps because you would like slide and stuff. But I really liked how characters had chemistry. You could like jump higher and save a home run if it was two characters that had chemistry. Stuff like that's fire. That kept me coming back for sure. What else? I think the Yoshi Park is my favorite because it was like a theme park, basically, the whole thing. I remember finding Birdo there and I was pretty hyped. Oh, the characters you played as outside of baseball. Okay, basically, you play baseball with different characters, but then also there's the open world version where you go to the different parks and that's where you do the scavenger hunt to find other players to play as on baseball. But there's only like 5 characters you play on the outside version. And each of these characters had a different ability to help you unlock more characters, if that makes sense. Like, I'm pretty sure only one of the characters could open chests. So you would have to swap to that character if you found a chest. But if you didn't have that character yet, you couldn't open the chest yet. Donkey Kong could like move heavy stuff, so some of the puzzles required moving big heavy things, like this one crate puzzle, and the only way you can move them is with Donkey Kong. Mario was the only one who could go through the pipes, so if you only had Donkey Kong, which obviously wouldn't happen because you start with Mario, but if you only had Donkey Kong and you pulled up to a pipe and you try to go through, couldn't go through. So all these little additions, all these little extra things to the game really made it like special, honestly. Like, I messed with it heavy. I remember there being a point in my life where I was seriously locked into this game. Like, I would think about it daily. I'm like, I had an urge to play it. I would be like, I'm trying to play Super Mario Sluggers, bro. And I think so much of that was because it cured that trauma I grew up with where I was embarrassed of striking out. And I never wanted to play again until this came along, bro. Changed my life. Only for the better. So, shout out to you, gang. Shout out to that Super Mario Slugger team from 2005 or whenever it came out. Y'all, amazing. W ideas from that studio, I guess. Let me know if you would watch me play Super Mario Sluggers on the Switch if it comes out. And then also let me know if that'd be a bad idea. Because honestly, you know what I was? I was obsessed. I was obsessed. I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Super Mario Sluggers. I would think about it maybe a little bit too much for some of those days, right? Like I would already have an urge to play it, but sometimes it would be all night. I think some of the first all-nighters I ever did were playing Super Mario Sluggers, y'all. I was really going for completion on that. Just day after day, after hour, bro. Hours turn to minutes. Minutes turn to seconds. Next thing I knew, sun was up. Unlocking the nighttime version of the game was insane. It was an unreal feeling to really feel like I did something. Like I finally beat Bowser. Not only did I beat him to get Peach, but you know what's better than that? I beat him in baseball. The one thing that I couldn't beat the real world in. But now that the game is just a memory, I only have one favorite thing that I can really talk about, right? My number one favorite thing from Super Mario Sluggers was the loading paper, like the loading screen that would show different characters. One of them would be like a Yoshi egg that would like bounce back and forth, but one of them was Wario. And Wario was twerking. He was faced behind the screen. You would see his booty and he was shaking it to you, gang. That was a little explicit for my age, so it's burnt into my memory. I didn't need to see that at all. But I saw it. And I can see it right now, even though it's been years. So that goes to show how it was life-changing, not only in the good ways, but the bad ways too. So, yeah, that's fire. Hold up, Fraser's texting me. Did you know you just went live? Imagine if I accidentally went live, bro, and I just went to bed. What? Okay. Subscribe if you want to be shown me playing Super Mario Sluggers on the Switch when it comes out, because it better. Like this video so more people get to see it. And then listen to Blakey on all platforms. Music. Everywhere. Blakey. Blake with a Y. Okay, dub. That's that one. Hours turn to minutes. Minutes turn to seconds. Okay, hold on. I low-key gotta see some real quick. at my dog. Isn't he beautiful? Okay. Next we got Slime Rancher. I'm gonna see what the cute slimes are. Okay, bet. Slime Rancher. Okay. Slime, 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 yucky, icky, sticky, bleh, bad, right? The first time I ever heard about slime was the Nickelodeon, which is kind of odd. Why did they throw slime at people? Why did they do that? But they did. That's what they did. And I remember it vividly. It would go like, when there it would go. Here's the slime all over your face, right? The next time I heard about slime after that was when there was this crazy rave about it, probably when I was in middle school. I would say like 5 years ago, maybe more. I was in like 5th, 6th grade, and what would happen is people would make slime. Not only would they make slime, I knew people with slime ASMR Instagrams. I knew people with with how to make slime Instagrams. I knew people with Instagrams where they showed off just different types of slime. I don't even know if it was either of the other ones. I knew someone who had a slime shop. She literally had an Instagram where she would show different slimes and you could buy them. Who the freak is buying slime? People probably did though. Gang was on some business. Well, my sister was a little bit older than me, and she loved slime. She was in for the craze. She was why it was probably so big, right? She was one of those girls who, like, she had Fruit of the Loom when it was popping. She had Twinkle Toes when they were popping. She knew what was up. So she was in for the slime full on. We were getting shaving cream. We were getting gallons of glue. We were just going crazy on the materials, bro. We needed all the mats. But we were making some slime over and over and over and over again. It was amazing. We tried borax. We tried shaving cream, the blue. We tried the fluffiness. We tried everything. Eventually, she would have this rinse and repeat concoction of how we would make the slimes, bro. She would have this blueprint. We would follow it, and it would be the most spectacular slime you've ever seen, bro. It was crunchy and fluffy at the same time. It wouldn't stick to your hands. It would, bro, it was great. But then I got older. You know, after Squishies happened, after Shopkins happened, The world just wasn't the same anymore, bro. I'm not trying to play with slime, dog. You know, and I would say just a few years later, maybe still possibly in middle school, maybe 8th grade though, Slime Rancher started to become a thing. You could own the slimes, right? See, that's a different story. Having and making the slimes is one thing, but owning them, making them work for you, bro, I was all in for that. I used to watch Jacksepticeye play Slime Rancher. That was pretty funny. Recently, I've watched Joe Bart play it, but hey, that's only recently. That didn't make me who I was today. I mean, maybe today, but like not like. So shout out to those OGs, bro. Jacksepticeye, I'm sure Markiplier did. I wonder if DanTDM played, because if he did, I probably watched it. But I don't remember. But it was a really fun game. I just remember like a lot of the slimes were so freaking cute. Like I have a list of them here. My favorites were the little firefly one, right? The firefly one was so cute. The bunny ones, they're not on the list, but I remember there were bunny looking ones. You start with like the tabby and the pink ones. Those ones are cute. The saber ones, bro, with the little teeth. It was a pretty fun game because I guess it's like a tycoon game, basically. And I really like me some tycoon games. You just never really realized it at the time because it wasn't called a tycoon game. It just kind of was one, right? Like you would collect slimes, put them in a cage, collect their poop, and then sell their poop, which is odd. Sometimes you would have other slimes and you would make them eat the other slimes' poop so they would like evolve. I don't know if that's the best message to put out though. But nevertheless, amazing top tier game. Off of that explainer though, and you don't think it's a top tier game though. But I swear, it's a banger. I never actually completed the game. I remember getting to like the scary swamp place, and then I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. I didn't know what to do. I was at like this Coliseum place where I had to like put all the matching things in. Gang, I was stupid. I was dumb. Couldn't do it myself. So that's why I would watch other people play. Because when they couldn't figure it out, it was funny. When I couldn't figure it out, it was annoying and angry, and I would cry. Hold up. I loved all the differences between the slimes too. Like it felt like they all had their own little personalities and they all actually had like individual characters basically. Like some of the slimes would just freaking fling each other out of the place. They would try to I don't know if it was on purpose, if they were doing some teamwork type of vibe. But some of them would just be flinging out of the what's it called? The little fence place. Corral. Some of them would just be flinging out of the corral and you're like, there they go. And then other ones, they would be pretty chill. And then other ones, they'd be chill the whole time, just sitting there. They'd be fine to poop for you. But like growing the fruits, collecting the chickens, feeding the big huge slimes, all of those were amazing, bro. It kind of reminds me of like Super Mario Galaxy when you would feed the bits to the stars and they would transform into a planet, and they would be like, Luma's so hungry, and you'd feed them and they'd be like, and they'd be like, Luma's stuff, time to turn into a planet. Like, how does that happen? But it's the same type of vibe there. I really like how open Slime Rancher was. Like it was just place after place after place after place, and it never really showed you in order. That's what I would get really confused on when I was younger, because I was like, why does it not tell me where to go? I was confused. But then I got older and I'm like, hey, there ain't a place to go. You just go everywhere. You just go wherever you want. But my little tiny 8-year-old brain couldn't fathom that back then. So I wish I could have experienced the game better, but hey, I didn't. I didn't, and I can't. I could now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep it in my memories forever and just look back on it with awe. But let me tell you, there was a point in my life where I was obsessed with that game. I'm telling you, every single day I would be playing Slime Rancher, bro. Who would have thought? I would wake up and I'd be like, I gotta check on my slimes. I gotta check on my tabbies. I gotta check on my rad tabbies, right? I gotta check on my honey tabbies. I loved making the little cats into like everything possible, because then if I didn't like them, I could just fling them off the island and kill them. Crystal ones were pretty fire. We got, what is that? I remember the quantum ones were amazing. Oh, I think it's devilish? Dervish? I don't know what that one is. It's like purple. What the freak? Boom, slimes were funny. And even the worker bees were cute. The little robot ones. They're robots, but they were cute. I would have had one as a pet, bro. You gotta imagine. Imagine a little pet bee that don't even poop, bro. That's a banger right there. That's heaven. Anyways, I hope I never get fed a plort in my whole life. I wonder what they taste like, though. Whose plort do you think tastes the best? You know, back when I was obsessed with the game, I used to low-key think about eating the pink ones, which I know that's like the most basic ones, but like they look pretty fire. I always wondered what the pink plorts tasted like. I would eat one right now, honestly. That was also like one of the first games where I ever saw like an index for. Like I would actually see like it list all the different slimes, and then when you clicked on one, it would tell you like the things about them. That's the first game I ever saw do that. But now it's like in every Roblox game. But it's always cool. Like that was my introduction for it, and I can like remember first being like at awe looking at it. The one main character is low-key a baddie, bro. For sure. That would keep me coming back. In that whole entire island, I would low-key live there. You could watch me pulling up to the slime. You would watch me pulling up to the Slime Rancher Island just to vibe out, man. You know, imagine the rotation between me and all those slimes, all the galactic ones, whatever they're called. Quicksilver slimes would be in my rotation. That'd be crazy. But yeah, let me know your favorite slime down below. Let me know if you've ever even played the game before. I promise you, it's freaking amazing. You should go crazy on that. But nevertheless, subscribe if you want to be more likely shown my videos in the future. Like this video so more people get to see it. And then listen to Blakey on all platforms. Blakey. Music. Go crazy. Bye. It's weird not ending a video right after I'm used to just pressing done. Okay. What now? Okay, after that one, I had... another Sumaru Galaxy video. So this one's the obsession one, because I first made like just a video about it being like the greatest game. But now, time to lock in. look up, what do you see? For me, I see a ceiling. But if the ceiling wasn't there, I would see stars. And if I could ever share, I would give you all of ours. Mine? And what? I always loved space. I was always obsessed with what the freak is going on up there. You're telling me that I look up and I just see nothing. There's just a void that goes on forever. And that forever void is filled with a ton of other planets. What? What? How is that real? How is that real? I would freak out about it, man. Of course I would. If you ever really think about it, how could you not freak out about it? So when I was young, I was obsessed with that, gang. Space everywhere. I was reading books about it. I was reading more books about it. I just wanted to know. Books would tell me the facts, but it would be hard for me to like ever picture like what's really up there, gang. Like I could like imagine it, I guess, but it just wasn't the same as actually going there. So instead of finding out a way to actually go there, I took a different route and I found the game Super Mario Galaxy. Now, if you know what Super Mario Galaxy is, I don't even have to say it, bro. I don't even have to say it. That game is freaking peak, bro. That is amazing. It might be perfect. Honestly, I don't know what they could have changed about it to make it better. It was great. Basically, the story is that there was a star that was alive for some reason, and that star had a kid. So now it was a mama star and a kid star. The mama star was like, I gotta go get some star bits because that was their food apparently, which is low-key cannibalism. Why are stars eating star bits? That'd be like a human eating fingers. Am I wrong? Like they're literally called star bits, and their star is eating them. Like that would be like a human eating human bits. Yeah, I don't want to say that, bro. But the mom went off to get star bits and never came back. So the little baby star was left all alone. So sad. But then eventually a baddie pulled up. And this baddie's name was Rosalina. I'm pretty sure it was her. It was either her or like her daughter or something. I think it was Rosalina. It was Rosalina as a kid, right? And she pulled up and she was like, hey, I know how to fix these ships. I can fix this one for you. Because there was like a crash landed. Oh my god. Because there was like a crash landed ship or something. Why can't I say it, bro? There was a ship that crash landed on the planet that little baby was on. So Rosalina pulled up to the planet and was like, I can help you fix the ship. I think she got something in return, but like we don't talk about that. It was like it was hidden. But then they pulled off on their journey. They were like, we're gonna go find your mama, right? They were going through the stars, the galaxies, all in search for this little Luma's mom. But as time went on, they never found the mom. And if anything, Rosalina became that little Luma's new mom. Because every single day they were on that journey together. And then they realized, bro, all they had was each other. And they were like, we're low-key fine with that. Let's thug it out together. So it was a beautiful story. And at some point, that little Luma ended up finding Mario and had Mario help Rosalina defeat Bowser because Bowser took something. So Bowser and Rosalina are beefing over the stars because Bowser's like, oh, I want my own planet and to be power, but then Rosalina's like, well, I want to save the galaxy from you. So now they're like, oh, whoa, whoa, and then Mario pulls up with Luma's help. Luma gives Mario the power to double jump, basically. That's it. It's just to kind of like spin in the air. You would think a star would be able to give you more powers than that, but no. Bro can't fly. Bro can just spin. So that was pretty lackluster, but it made the game it. Whatever, beautiful game, beautiful story, but what was more beautiful about it was its existence, because I would play it every single day. Every single one. This might be my most played game ever besides Minecraft, is Super Mario Galaxy. I have beaten the game 3 times now. 2 of those are on Switch. One of them is on the normal Wii. So I first grew up with the Wii. I loved me the Wii, bro. That Wii was everything, right? And I had Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii. And that was a lifesaver, because if I'd never had that game on the Wii, I don't know what I would have played, bro. Wii Sports was fun for like 30 minutes. All of the other games were okay. But Super Mario Galaxy, that one I could go on forever. The normal games were not so bad, right? Like the normal levels, they were fine. But the worst ones were like the purple coin. The comet levels, basically. They would take a normal level and then do a spin on it. So sometimes they would take a normal level, like a boss battle, which would already be hard. But then they say you only have 1 life. So if you get hit once by anything, start over. Those ones were called the Daredevil comets. Those were difficult. There was like a speedrun comet where you would have to like race against like your alter self, like your evil Mario or something. Those ones were pretty difficult, but the worst ones were the purple coin ones. You'd be timed to get like 100 purple coins around the map. It was horrible, bro. It was so bad. I remember the one where it was like Puzzle Mario, where like everything you would step on, the ground would disappear. So you would only have 1 chance to get each coin, bro. It was so annoying. My favorite game, though, that was a purple coin one, would have had to been from the second game, Super Mario Galaxy 2. There was one where you were in like a treehouse slide, and you slid down this wood slide, and you would have to collect the coins on the way down. That was pretty fire. It was difficult, but it was pretty fun. That's where this guy's from. He's from that level. I loved him. He would be like, wah, 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 wah. And he would like give you the star at the end and stuff. He was pretty chill. What a chill guy. Loved, bro. Some really stupid levels with Super Mario Galaxy where the bee one, there was like a queen bee that was huge, and you would have to like scratch her back, and as you were doing it you would find different little bits of a star, not star bits, but bits of a star, and these like bits of the star would end up making like a launch star. So they're not star bits, they're different, they're not food. And then this launch star would progress you through the level, but like one part of the level, why is one part of the level scratching a queen's bee back? Like I never understood that. Oh my god, the ones where you're on a ball, horrible. Especially on the Switch, bro. On the Wii was one thing, but on the Switch, I feel like it got even worse. You had to like have the, oh my god, how do I explain? You would have to have the remote control like upwards. So you'd have to be like this, and you would like lean it forward to go forward in the game, and then like lean it back, and you were on like a ball, bro. And then you have to like jump over things too and like land it, and like, oh, it was so difficult. But I'm sure from that you can already imagine it was pretty terrible. And then the worst purple coin. And then the worst purple coin one, as well as the worst level overall. The one that I have the most vivid memories of playing because of how long it took. And it was terrible. And I had to do it 3 times. And each of the 2 times after the first time, I was like, oh my god. And the first time I was like, oh my god. I thought I was never going to beat the game because of this one single level. It was the last one I ever ended up doing for the first time I beat the game. And I think it was Battle Rock Galaxy. It was something like that. It was basically Mario went back to 2D, right? So you were on this platform that went left to right. It would just slide through the whole time, but then sometimes it would blow up and you'd have to switch to a different one up top because it was in a galaxy, so like you would defy gravity and whatnot. Right? Whatever. We get that. You're going through, you have to collect purple coins while you're dodging lasers, while you're dodging these freaking things coming at you. There's cannons shooting at you the same time you're moving, the same time there's lasers, the same time the floor is blowing up. So many things going on at once. So you have to basically memorize what's going on at that point. You can't just adapt. That's not what's going on here. You got to play it enough times to where you memorize every single little thing and then speedrun it. But if anything, that game, that level, in fact, was what made the game it. Without that level, I wouldn't remember the game the same way I do now. The reason this game speaks so much to me is because I conquered things like that. Like, beating the whole game is one thing, but when you look at every individual level, it's like that might have been worth more than beating the whole game. Because that took me even longer than everything else combined, probably. On my 3rd time completing the game, it was like 2 months ago. It might have only been like a month ago. But I remember that level only took me like 20 minutes, which is still more than like a normal one would take you, but not by much at all. Like, it was honestly, it wasn't that difficult. So I think when I was younger, I just would freak out because it was more difficult than normal. And I was like, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. But I could, and I did. I remember at the time when I beat the game for the first time, that level was the last one I beat it. And I was on the phone with a baddie, bro, and she was watching me the whole time. I remember. I felt like I was on top of the world, gang. I beat that level. That was more important than if I ever got married to that girl. Because when I would have kids someday, when I extend my family, I would be like, you want to hear a story about Super Mario Galaxy? And I would tell them all about that last level, gang. Like, at my funeral, I just wanted to say one accomplishment. Purple coin Battle Rock Galaxy. And I'll be set. Little ghost me would be fine with that. I'd be happy. What else is in the game, bro? Oh, if you guys haven't seen my video about the, my crush I used to have when I was a kid, it's Rosalina. And she is in that game. That's one of the times I ever felt the closest to her, was playing Super Mario Galaxy. That sounds so bad. I sound stupid saying that. But it's true, gang. I loved her. Also, on my 3rd time beating the game, was the first time I ever found out about the other galaxy. There's like a secret galaxy you unlock that is like actually beating the game. Like, it's like the end credits and everything, and like the team thanks you for playing. I never knew about that the other 2 times I beat the game. So the 3rd time I beat the game, which was the most recent time, like only like a month ago, I found out about that extra little galaxy you could go to, and I went to it. And it was a replay of the first level, but this time with purple coins. And it was beautiful, bro. I literally cried. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I cried. I cried because I haven't played that first initial level in so long. Besides, I guess if you count the third time playing, which I don't even remember when that was. I don't know. Basically, it's been so long. It was nostalgic. It was nostalgic. It was nostalgic. It brought me back, and I was crying, bro. I'm like, I remember playing this first level. My first time playing the game ever was playing this level, and I got brought back to it like it's nothing. They just casually put me back in the first level from when I was 8 years old. I had to shed a tear, gang. That was it. I was like, whoa. It brought me back for sure. But Mushroom Kingdom, if you ever have a Star Festival again, invite me. I would love to go. It was beautiful. I'll collect all of your purple coins for you. I'll stop bad guys from destroying your galaxy. Whatever you want. Let me know. I got it. Let me know if you'd want to see me play this game. I would beat it for a fourth time if I have to. That'd be fun. And subscribe to be more likely shown my videos in the future. Like this video so more people get to see it. And then comment down below something, bro. Please. Anything. Listen to Blakey on all platforms. Blakey, Blakey, Blakey. Music, 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 music. Everywhere. Blakey, Blakey. Man, bro. Okay, I gotta go again real quick. There's something I'm supposed to go to today. So I gotta see when it is. Hold up. My bad. I'm gonna have to get tight. Bro. Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. Um, bro.